Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I have a bonus food bank haul. Now this is a bonus haul because I volunteered and they had a lot of food that was donated that they couldn't hand out to the customers. This is food that was either too far out of date, the package was damaged in some way, it did not have a best by date, or it just simply wasn't labeled and they don't know what it is. So that's quality control that my food bank does, but that means that the volunteers have free pick of it if they choose to eat it and take it at your own risk. And you know, I am a risk taker when it comes to food. So I would like to get in here and show you what extra food I got this week. Before we get too far into the video, please make sure to give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Every like, comment, share, it really helps support me and my family. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's get into this haul and let's see what I got. I'd like to give you guys a little sneak peek into my food bank and exactly how I volunteer and what I do while I'm there. We have this bin that we get from Costco that usually has all of the fruits and veggies in it that's either past date or they have something wrong with them. And there happen to be lots of bread. Here's a bulk bag of chocolates that got donated, some big bags of onions for the turkey food drive that's coming up, and just so much bread. And guys, when I say they have tons of bread, they have tons of bread. Like there's no room for them to put this in the freezers or anything. All of it has to go. So when you're produce sorting, you're going through all that expired produce that got donated, you're pulling out anything that's moldy, anything that can't be eaten, and then you save what can, and that's what goes out to the customers. It could be things that are past its expiration date, are damaged in some way, like this package of cranberries here is cut open, so it got donated, and I'm able to portion it into 2 bags to give it to 2 separate people. And now this one, these Asian pears got donated, but there was only one that had a slit on it, all the rest were fine. So that's one that gets chucked into the goat bin, which is just for farmers to come pick up to feed to their farm animals. It's not necessarily for all goats, but anybody who has farm animals can come and grab this food. For example, I always take home 1 bag myself to give to my chickens. So here they are picking around it. You can see my daughter Betty Jan, she's out there monitoring it, making sure all the chickens get their fair amount. She just loves them chickens. And now for us humans. I'm going to start over here in the sweets first. They had lots of extra danishes and sweets. Now guys, the manager of the food bank came to me, specifically said they got tons of bread and tons of sweets. Take as much as I can. And I'm like, all right, you know, you don't got to tell me twice. But he specifically came to find me. I love him so much. Anyway, so I got some danishes. There was 3 in here, but
Hi.
Husband. So a pack of danishes just for us to munch on. And then they had a big pack of cookies. You can see the kids got into it. I got this a couple of days ago, so we've been munching on it a bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3 in a Ziploc bag. That way I can grab it out of the freezer and put it in our lunch bag if we're going somewhere and I'm taking lunch for the kids, then they can have a sweet treat for dessert. Speaking of cookies, we also got some big cookies. Now, I don't always get this stuff. I don't always get cookies. I got tons of muffins here. Sometimes this stuff's not available and they don't have a lot. So when they do have a lot and they want me to take it, I do. And then I chuck all this in the freezer and that kind of helps stretch it out a bit so we don't eat it all at this one time. I say as we're missing cookies. Those husbands, man, you gotta watch them. They'll come here behind you. Look at those chunks, though. I mean, can we blame the man? Look at these. So my plan for these are the same thing. Put 2 in a bag, and I'm gonna save these for like husband's lunches and Mama Bear hiding in my closet while I'm crying and eating a cookie moment. So those are gonna be saved for us, and then the smaller cookies for the kids. And then we got several packs of muffins, almond poppy seed, blueberry, and pumpkin streusel. I love pumpkin. So my plan for these muffins are to wrap them up individually in plastic wrap and then put them in a freezer Ziploc bag. And that way I can pull out 1 or 2 at a time. The kids get half a muffin portion at a time. And lots of times 2 of them kind of like the same one. So I could cut them in, I'll probably cut them in half and then wrap them. So if the kids want something different, you know, they can mix and match. So that was a nice score to be able to get some Costco muffins. And then they had 2 little things here of peach juice. I'm not quite sure why I was there. I don't think it has an expiration date on it. But the kids will eat this up, so I got it for them. Here's a can of mushrooms. Best by date is January of 2019. A lot of you might be hesitant to grab food if it's past its best by date, but that's exactly what it is. It's a best by, which means it may not be as fresh as when they preserved it. A lot of food is still good past its best by date, so don't be throwing out your food, guys. It's still good. And then I got a number 10 can of tomato fillets, which it says here is strips of peeled tomatoes. I'm super excited and interested to see what this looks like. And then I got a jar here of marronberry fruit spread. Looks pretty good. Best by date on this one is September of 21. Lots of chilies are good. Sugar, vinegar, salt, all that preserves food for a long time, guys. Vinegar. So here's a jar of pickles. Expiration date. So one on here. January of 22. So this is only almost 2 years past date. I think that's fine. It's still sealed. There's nothing wrong with it. Here's a jar of salsa verde. This best by date. Ooh, this one is November of 2011. Wow, this is an old one. All right, I like to save any of them that are over 10 years and do a special feature on them. So, we have our next candidate, Salsa Verde here, Safeway Select. Interesting. All right, so got that. Here's a thing of sweet and sour sauce, as well as P.F. Chang's sesame sauce. We had a little bit thing of spicy chipotle barbecue. Now this probably came in a holiday set. They have a lot of those out right now of hot sauces or barbecue sauces. But since this is a tiny one with no expiration date on it, they had to give this to the volunteers because there's not enough information to put it out for the customers. But spicy chipotle, heck yeah. About spicy like my marriage. I think it's spicy. Anyway, yeah. And then I got some roasted garlic Alfredo. This best by date is of 9/19. There's there's an onion in there. Here's chunks of pepper. I mean, this Alfredo sauce, it looks perfectly fine to me. It's still sealed. So I got that. Look, here's some rose cooking wine. Have you guys ever heard of this? I grabbed it because I was interested in it. Rose cooking wine, and this one was opened, was why they had to give it. Plus, there's probably not an expiration date on cooking wine. Smells fruity. Interesting. What would you guys make with rose cooking wine? And then I got a big thing of flour that came from Costco. Get this tape off here. The reason it was donated is because it had a little slit in it, so they just put some packing tape on it and then gave it to the food bank. But because of it's opened like this, the food bank doesn't feel comfortable giving it out to people in case it's been contaminated in some way. So I was able to bring it home for my family, feed them all the contamination. And then we had a mystery bag, you guys. I didn't open it. I was waiting for you. I think it's coffee though. It smells like coffee. It says mystery on it. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's pour it in here. Oh yeah, coffee. Huh. Just enough to fill up my jar. Smells great, so yay, coffee! And then they have these Drake's Crispy Fry Mix. They had several of these, and look at that picture, guys. It was that picture is what made me grab this, because I saw like the batter of the chicken, and I was like, man, this would be so great to make fried chicken, like chicken breast, and then the sweet and sour sauce or the sesame sauce. So I grabbed this and those onion rings. So I definitely need to be giving this a try. This is a wet batter, so you add a little bit of water to this and then you fry them, or you could use it as a dry batter seasoning as well if you'd like. Then I got these perfect for size for one 4-count cinnamon coffee cake. I think those are pretty cool. I don't know why these are probably out of date. Best by September of 19. So this is nice. So this means that the leavening might be off, so it may not puff up enough. But that'll be fun to try. It says it's ready in a minute, so interesting. And then I got another mystery bag. So this one I was waiting to open up again until I saw you guys. It's probably about 3 pounds or so. Could work on your triceps. All right, that's enough of that. So let's give this an open, see what it is. See what it is. Let me get it connected here because they have it taped. Any guesses? Oh, here's a number on it, 2076. And it's, oh, hold on, I got a jar. Pour it in. It's my old artichoke jar. These are the artichokes I ate that were 15 years old. I'm still alive, people, still alive. All right, let's pour it in there. Old-fashioned oats. Nice. Won't quite fit. Yeah. There we go. Nice. It's always great to have the old-fashioned oats, especially with Christmas coming. These make fantastic cookies or for toppings on cobblers. So that is a great addition to our house. Old-fashioned oats, what a nice surprise. And then I have a friend who's diabetic, so I'm kind of looking out for some food for her. And they had a couple of these pastas. They're called Impostable pastas. It says they're low carb. Now there are 44 carbs in one serving, but there's 36 grams of fiber. So that makes it a net carbs of 8. I think that's pretty good. I'm interested in seeing what they taste like. So we got elbow macaroni, and this was donated because there's no date on it at all. There's penne, and it's funny, this doesn't really look like penne noodles, but I had a guy I worked with who called this panini. So every time I see penne, I think of panini and him, and it makes me laugh. In a good way, I'm not laughing at him, but it was just funny hearing someone else's interpretation of a word, right? And then there's rotini. So she says I can keep one of these, so we could give it a try. So I will keep one, and we're gonna cook it up and give it a try, see what that tastes like. And then if they're any good, then I'll let you guys know, because I know a lot of you have dietary restrictions or diabetes. And they had this organic black bean spaghetti, which is kind of the same. It has 19 carbohydrates, but 11 of it is fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 25 grams of protein for 2 ounces of it. So that's quite a bit, and that's fun black spaghetti. So I'm going to be giving this to her as well. And they had some jam, some actually muscadine jelly, and I think it's a type of grape. And this is no sugar added, made with Splenda. So I'm going to give this to her as well, so she can have some of that. So then we got this fun watermelon.
Hey.
I carried a watermelon. It does have a slit in it, which is why they did not want to hand it out. They wanted to give this to the goats, and I saved it from the goats, and instead I'm going to feed it to my children. So that's super fun. And then we had lots of bread. Let me grab them. Oh, I forgot about my bag of beans. Then I got this huge bag of beans. I think they're red beans, little red beans here, but I think because it wasn't labeled, they couldn't put it out. But I know if I was a customer, I would grab that. Like, you know, that's just dried beans. So I was able to grab that as well, which is great to have for like backup storage and to stock up your pantry. And then bread, tons of English muffins. So I got a 24 pack that they sell from Costco, and I'm thinking I'm going to be making some kind of like freezer breakfast prep is my thought about that. I got some sourdough English muffins as well as pumpkin spice. And then they had bagels, cranberry bagels. I think that looked kind of fun and festive, so I got 2 of those. And then they had these ciabatta squares. Those look pretty good, and they're pretty soft still. So I grabbed that, as well as a thing of tortillas. This is original wheat flour tortillas. Soft taco size, so it's always nice. I love having tortillas for like quesadillas or peanut butter roll-ups, things like that. They come in handy a lot. So that's a lot of bread I just got, and most of this I'm going to be putting in the freezer, but like I said, I'm going to turn some of this into breakfast casseroles and stuff to then put in the freezer, so that way it's already ready to go. And then finally, the last thing in my haul that I was able to get was a bunch of free books. They had these in the Empower place. Apparently either a library went through all its books or somebody did, and they have a lot of children's books, all from basic teaching your kids step 1 how to read, all the way up to first reader stories with pictures and chapters and stuff for those first starting readers. And this is old books like the Secret of the Indian, An Incredible New Adventure of the Indian in the Cupboard. Like, this is stuff that I remember reading as a kid. Does it have a of 01? Yep, this says the library has been in the library since 2001. So this is an older book. They had all kinds of ones, and it was take as much as you want. So as a homeschooling mom, I was really making sure that I could stock up my library, my home library, with these awesome books. And here's one about horses. And there were so many to choose from. Kitty. I mean, Spider-Man. Looking good.
Is it time to go to the park?
It's time to go. You ready?
Yay!
Yay. I am just so thankful that they were like, here, take as many as you want. I'm like, okay. So this is going to be able to help with the kids so much with us teaching them how to read and just making them feel proud of themselves, getting them really into all the different books out there. Winter is coming, so we might be stuck at home a lot, so it's going to be super nice to be able to have some books here that the kids can read. So I'm going to go over and we are going to fill up one of my empty bookshelves I have with all the books that I got. So let's go head over to my bookshelf. A couple of cool books that were amongst the haul I got was this face painting book. I think that would be super fun. Help teach you how to paint fun designs on the kids. And then there's this classroom games, which is kind of cool. Comes up with different things you can do in the classroom. I like it, so I grabbed that as well. And then here's one, The Bathwater Gang by Jerry Spinelli, and it's actually signed by the author. It says, to the students of Franklin School, Jerry Spinelli. So that's pretty cool. And this is an old one. Let's see, this is 97, 92. This is first checked out in October 6th of 92. Wow. This is in great condition. So that was, what a score. So any of these learning reading books, like the step ones, I'm gonna kind of have them over here in the educational section I have here going on. And then these are books that once they start reading a little more, they'll be good story time books for them. So I'm gonna keep those in the bottom here. And then we have more books up here that we're kind of filling up. Some of these. There we go. What an amazing score to be able to put some more books on our bookshelf. And then all of these are going to be for when they're a little more advanced readers. So we'll put these aside for now. And there we go. Well guys, that was a fun little bonus haul that I was able to acquire just by giving my time to the food bank. I got rewarded in so much more than just getting a paycheck. I got rewarded in friendship, in a community, and expired food. I'm super excited. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.
I can't do it, baby.
No,
I don't think I can do it.
just,
I can't.
you have to.
I'm just gonna laugh.
It's hard. I can crop it up. I can edit it. Just a,
you could say it and be the guy.
no, just do it. I need you. Look at the camera. Hey.
Hold on. I gotta compose myself. I love you.
I love you. I'm trying not to look at you.
Hey.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. And then there's me. I carried a watermelon. Perfect.